High inside the Arctic Circle, in one of the most unforgiving environments on the planet, two teams of paleontologists investigate a 70-million-year-old mystery. They've unearthed dozens of dinosaurs, adults and juveniles. Their bones jumbled together, fossilized, then locked in permafrost for eons. Until now.
Well, there's two pieces of bone right here. It's as if somebody took 15 pachyrhinosaurs, dumped it in a blender for 30 seconds, and poured all of the mess out into a large batch of concrete and let it solidify for 70 million years.
The startling discovery that these ancient reptiles, thunder lizards, lived and thrived in the Arctic has taken scientists by surprise.
It challenges everything that we think we know about dinosaurs.
Finding polar dinosaurs was important because it provided whole new insights into the biology of dinosaurs.
How did they survive in such an extreme environment? And what was the real reason they were driven to extinction?
There's a lot of questions out there, and it's not as simple as everybody died because a rock came in from space.
Fire in the hole!
From millions of years in the past, a story of survival against all odds from Arctic dinosaurs, right now on Nova.
Major funding for Nova is provided by the following. ExxonMobil, taking on the world's toughest energy challenges. And by David H. Koch. And
discovering new knowledge. HHMI.
And by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Early March, Alaska's North Slope, the frozen Colville River. A team of scientists has pitched camp here at the base of these cliffs, willing to brave the perilous polar winter to investigate a startling discovery.
There it is. The hadrosaur looks like the face of the tail. Success.
They've unearthed dinosaur bones near the North Pole. The animal is called Edmontosaurus, a gentle giant. A 35-foot-long, 4-ton duck-billed platypus. A member of the hadrosaur family found in 70-million-year-old rock, a mere 50 miles from the Arctic Ocean, where temperatures can drop as low as minus 60 degrees Fahrenheit. According to conventional wisdom, it shouldn't be here, because this is how dinosaurs are typically pictured. Cold-blooded reptiles living in tropical climes, not in cold Arctic environments like this one. And the hadrosaur is not alone. In two sites along Alaska's Colville River, paleontologists have recently unearthed 8 distinct species, represented by hundreds of fossils.
On this table are examples of the biodiversity of the animals, the vertebrate animals that we found up on the North Slope. And we have a variety of meat-eating dinosaurs. And this is the left front jaw, an animal called Gorgosaurus.
You did not want to get on a
30 feet long, almost 3 tons, mainly a match for its fearsome cousin Tyrannosaurus rex. Gorgosaurus was at the top of the food chain. In competition, Troodon, 6 feet long, 150 pounds, small but ferocious, and Dromaeosaurus, a wolf-like two-legged hunter, which may have had feathers as insulation.
And here we have a horn core from our Pachyrhinosaurus.
A massive 4-ton plant eater with a broad, bony frill protecting its neck, an elongated skull with a beaked mouth, and a thick bone above the nasal opening. Pachycephalosaurus, a two-legged plant-eating brute with a thick, bony dome on its head, possibly used for combat or defense. And Thessalosaurus, another two-legged animal thought to be a plant eater.
Sorry, ladies. Alex.
The unexpected discovery of so many species living in the Arctic is leading scientists to rethink old assumptions about dinosaur biology.
The traditional view was that dinosaurs were all overgrown reptiles that lived under tropical conditions. When we found polar dinosaurs, however, it was driven home to everyone that dinosaurs could live under very different and thrive under very different climate conditions.
Scientists long believed that dinosaur biology resembled that of cold-blooded reptiles, like crocodiles, animals that require warmth to survive and cannot withstand prolonged exposure to temperatures below freezing. But not one crocodile fossil has been found along the Colville, which suggests that polar dinosaurs found a way to adapt to an environment that their cold-blooded cousins couldn't tolerate. But how? Luckily for the scientists, many important clues are preserved in the rock. When these animals died, layer upon layer of sediment covered their bodies. Minerals slowly replaced bone tissue to create fossils. Then, 45 million years ago, geologic forces began to uplift the ground, exposing the edge of the fossil layer along these frozen cliffs.
Well, there's two pieces of bone right here. And another piece of bone.
I think that's definitely dead.
Well, there's enough bone here already that would indicate that this very well may be the Liscum bed.
It was here in 1961 that shell oil geologist Robert Liscum came across a large fossil. He sent the specimen back to his office, intending to have it classified by a paleontologist.
Unfortunately, Liscum died the next year in a rock slide. So they were in the Shell warehouse until about the mid-1980s when Shell was cleaning house, and they sent them to the USGS. There, a paleontologist by the name of Charles Repenning found the bones and immediately recognized that they were dinosaur bones.
Now, scientists Tom Rich and Kevin May are about to go deeper into the Liscum bone bed than anyone has ever attempted.
My gut feeling is that it's going to go a lot further back than 3 to 4 meters. That black layer could very well be the fossilized layer.
With the help of seasoned Alaskan gold miner Bobby Fithian, they will spend the next month blasting a tunnel into the permafrost. Once inside, they will dig down into the bone bed, the rock layer where fossils, if they're there, lie packed together, protected from the elements. They begin with a set of relatively small charges.
Fire in the hole!
The goal is to open a passageway about a foot above the fossil bed, but no closer. The worry is that if they don't angle the blasts just right, they'll destroy the treasures they came to retrieve.
Take a look at this.
Distal tibia.
That was found right down here, at this level here.
So far, they seem to be right on target.
It's a good start.
Blasting for fossils is an unusual way to do paleontology, but not for Rich. He was one of the first scientists to discover polar dinosaur fossils, not in Alaska, but at the opposite end of the world.
I don't mean to pat myself on the back, but as far as trying new techniques, and it worked. 20 years ago, I cut a tunnel. I cut a tunnel in Australia.
There, he used dynamite to expose a narrow fossil layer buried deep in the rock. That bone mine yielded thousands of fossils, mostly well-preserved small pieces. Proof that 100 million years ago, dinosaurs lived near the South Pole, an environment even colder than this one near the North Pole, where he's trying again to find dinosaurs.
I mean, we got small bone in here. Look at this. Right in here? Yeah, this little.
Paleontologist Kevin May has searched for fossils all over Alaska, but this is his first tunnel. And he's excited by the hadrosaur bones that are beginning to be exposed as they go deeper.
This is exactly what we came here for. This is the best I've ever seen this stuff. I just am blown out on this one.
Yeah, so we don't need to go deeper, we just need to go straight into about this level. Give yourself maybe 10 centimeters above what is obviously a fossil layer into this stuff.
The initial digging to establish the entrance to the tunnel has already unearthed some large bones.
That's definitely red.
But most are in poor shape.
We've had long bone here. Unfortunately, it's fairly well powdered.
Because they were lying close to the surface, the fossils have been broken and worn by the freeze-thaw cycle. The punishing effect when water seeps into the ground and then expands when frozen, cracking open rocks. The purpose of the tunnel is to dig deep into the permafrost, which is not prone to those seasonal changes, and hopefully find better preserved, smaller, and more delicate bones.
When we get in, what we hope 20 meters, we're going to be beyond that. So we're going to see bone for the first time that's never been through that.
With the entrance set safely above the fossil layer, they give Bobby Fithian the go-ahead to complete the blasting. When they're finished, the tunnel stretches a remarkable 65 feet into the cliff, laying bare rock that hasn't seen the sun for tens of millions of years.
We're going to finish securing the tunnel and supporting this growl.
The team has successfully completed the first phase of their project. The delicate work of excavating the bone bed will begin in 5 months' time. During the Arctic summer, when the weather is milder and the sun remains above the horizon nearly 24 hours a day.
There's any reason for this tunnel not to be here at least 100 years from now if you take care of it. You've got a nice tunnel. You're going to find some dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah.
For Tom, this is the culmination of years of struggle. And he knows that without the skills of the Alaskan